Hey everyone, meteorologist Josh Morse is along with Jesse Kelly here in the Forecast Center for you, keeping an eye on the weather situation today. We do have a few thunderstorms that have moved into northeast Texas, Oklahoma, spilling into southern Arkansas now, packing a little bit of a punch, but they're not severe. And at the moment, we do not have any watches. And a bit of good news, Storm Prediction Center has kind of pushed that slight risk further to the north. So that eliminates many of our counties in East Texas and much of northwest Louisiana from that slight risk. Still have a marginal risk in play here, meaning we could see one or two strong storms. Mainly capable of some high wind gusts, especially later on this afternoon, this evening. And then in the slight risk area, we have a little bit higher threat of seeing some high wind gusts here, especially over the next few hours. Show you what's happening. A bit of good news for us. They were discussing a tornado watch that may have included a few of our counties north of Interstate 30. They've left those out, so that's a bit of good news. We haven't had much good news lately, but that tornado watch now off to the north of the Arklatex, just meaning the conditions not as favorable in our locations to see tornado development, which is always a good thing. But as I mentioned, still could see some high wind with some of those storms out there. So far, we haven't seen much of a strengthening trend with these. You can see a few strong storms moving out of McCurtain County at this hour, and a few just isolated cells across northeast Texas, not even producing much lightning at the moment here. And we'll take you further down the line. We have some storms moving up towards the Gilmer area that are packing a little bit of a punch there. That's just about it. The line continues down to the south here, but we haven't really seen much development on the south end of the line. I think what's happening here, you'll see that area of low pressure is pulling pretty hard off to the north here, so it is kind of taking a lot of the severe weather dynamics with it to our north. So that's why they have an enhanced risk up in those locations. And for us, things going to stay relatively quiet in most locations here for a few more hours. That I do think we're going to see quite a few showers and storms for that afternoon and evening commute. Looking at the HRRR model here, it does continue to move the rain across East Texas. It does show an arrival in Texarkana around 3. I actually timed it out on the radar a little bit earlier, and it came out to about 2:30. So I think that's a pretty good time frame for Texarkana, probably in that 2 to 3 o'clock hour. Shreveport may not see anything until maybe after 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. So the HRRR model here is showing most of those storms ongoing here at about 6, 7 o'clock. So this will time out with the afternoon evening commute in quite a few locations. And then the severe weather threat should come to an end, I would say even before midnight, probably a little bit after sunset once we lose the heating of the day. Really don't anticipate that we'll see much. May have a lingering shower or storm overnight, but don't expect we'll see anything severe. As far as the rainfall potential, this will be the one thing that we do have to watch because this line is moving very slowly, only off to the northeast at about 20 miles per hour, and it will continue to kind of slow its progress as that low pulls to the north. So wherever that line kind of stalls out later this afternoon, this evening, it very well could be the Shreveport area. We could pick up a quick 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, if not an isolated higher amount. So going to have to watch out for maybe some flooded roadways on your way home, just depending on where those storms line up here. But that may in fact turn into our biggest threat of the day, since we're not seeing much as far as wind, hail, or anything with the storms. Again, if you missed the 7-day forecast earlier, we do have isolated rain chances maybe for the next few days. We really don't see much as far as accumulation there, and your temperature is going to be the story here for the remainder of the week. We'll warm into the 90s, pretty much close to 90 each day through Memorial Day weekend into Memorial Day, and the good news for us, that Memorial Day weekend is looking dry.